audio interview with Them Airs. The song you just heard there is called Anklet, and you can find it on their recent album, Echo Park Bomb City. That album came out earlier this year, around the summertime, and it is fantastic. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite albums of the year, and I don't mean that just in terms of Connecticut bands. I just mean that period. It's fantastic, especially if you are looking for a little bit of chaos or a little bit of adventure in your music. But you can check that out on Bandcamp, Spotify, all the normal streaming platforms. But the band is also recording, in the process of recording, their new record, Union Suit XL, and you can probably expect that either at the end of 2019 or at the beginning of 2020. So in this interview, I speak with 3 of the band's members: Cade Williams, who sings and plays guitar, Evan Nork, who sings and plays drums, and Adam Cohen, who plays bass. And so we talk about their new album, we talk about their older records, and we're going to talk a little bit about what a Them Airs talk show would look like, and we'll talk about the complications of marrying another band. This did take place over the phone, so the audio quality is not the best, but I think that we make up for it in moxie and in pure confusion and chaos. So I hope you enjoy it, and stick around afterwards for another song from Them Airs.
Okay, so how's it going, guys?
It's going quite well.
Cool. All right, so who am I on the line with?
You're on the line with Cade Williams, Evan Nork, and Adam.
So usually the first question I like to ask everybody is, what is your very favorite place in Connecticut? And I don't mean like a venue. I don't mean like a record label, like a record store or anything like that. Just anywhere. Like, where's your favorite place?
West Rock State Park.
Yeah, West Rock State Park for sure. I'm going to tie that with, there is a parking lot in Seymour near a movie theater behind a gas station. Oh, the location of Shipgaze pilgrimages. Where we used to make pilgrimages to, like several years ago for no reason.
Actually, I'm going to change mine to that. He's right.
Okay. So this parking lot outside Seymour?
It's Seymour. You know where the movie theater is in Seymour?
No, I actually don't know.
Well, there's a movie theater in Seymour. I'm sure there's not more than one. So
there's only one. No, there's 2, but there's one like downtown. Oh, did it? I don't know. That's the Nicky one that shows movies like 5 months after they've gone out of season.
Okay, gotcha.
That's pretty dope.
And so
that's not the one though. The one we're talking about, another one.
Okay, and so this parking lot, does it have like, I don't know, they have like good Yelp reviews or something like that? Is that what kept you coming back?
I mean, we could get a good Yelp review.
Evan likes to make fake Yelp reviews online, actually. So
I write fake reviews for places under the name Egmont Supervisor, and now my cover's been blown. But like, I don't know, I'm not as committed to my role as you are. So
okay, gotcha. Yeah, dude, it's tough work, man. All right, so like it's literally nothing about this parking lot that's like unique. You just like hanging out there. You like your
we just found more, which is a vibe. There's just something about we just found it and we were like, why is this parking lot here? And like
it looks like it was built for a building that was like never constructed in that location. Like, it's just for nothing.
I don't know if it's really like our favorite place, but it's definitely the most like the place that represents us as a whole the most, I think.
Okay.
In general in this band, that parking lot, also the parking lot at West Rock State Park being the most important part of that park.
It is known for its parking lot, to be fair. All right, so the next question is specifically for Adam, so I'm happy that I have you on the line, Adam. So you are going to school in Maine. So
indeed, I am.
So my question is, why do you hate Connecticut so much and Angry Reacts only?
Well, I wouldn't say hate Connecticut.
that was a good pause.
Going to Maine has made me appreciate things about this state that I did not appreciate before I left. Like the food. There's no good pizza. There's no good pizza outside of Connecticut. Like, every time I eat pizza in Maine, I have to contextualize it. Like, if I categorize it as pizza in my mind, it tastes like shit. But if I just think about it as food at large, like, say in the same category as grilled cheese or something,
right,
like, then it's okay, you know? Then it's
okay.
I feel like you're being unfair to New York City, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, they say they have the best pizza. We say we have the best pizza, but they have all kinds of other things. Can't they just let us have this one? You know?
We actually cleverly have a map of the United States like loaded up on our computers because over here, and so Adam is like gesturing towards it.
Yeah. we have the map because earlier we were arguing about the location of Philadelphia. So, everything in Maine is really far apart. Like, I like Connecticut because you have all these different, like, different parts of the state that are, like, pretty close together, all things considered. I feel like it's got a lot of variety as a place.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, like with Connecticut, like it's funny whenever people say, like, and I'm not trying to get off on a tangent, but when people say there's like nothing to do in Connecticut, it's like, yeah, so just drive like 5 minutes, you know, like, and you'll find something.
You don't think there's anything to do in Connecticut? Like, well, clearly you haven't been to fucking Maine. Like, what am I going to do? Like, go pet a moose or something?
You can do heroin fishing.
Yeah, you can do that here too.
All right. So, is one of you is going to school in New York? Is that right?
That's me, and also our auxiliary guitarist, who's my brother. Evan, by the way.
Right. And so, why do you hate Connecticut so much?
Why do I hate?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you're under the assumption that I mean I don't love Connecticut, but I don't know if I would like outright hate it. I think that it's just that wherever you happen to be born and raised, like, gets really tiring, and you only see like the shitty aspects of it. So I don't know.
Gotcha. So if you guys were born in the parking lot in Seymour, then you probably hate that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's born. That's the only exception. I think there'd be bigger problems if we were born in the parking lot.
Okay, cool. All right. So this is a question that I have been internally debating. And so, is it pronounced them airs or is it pronounced them airs?
Them airs, like you pronounce it like connected, but it's apart.
No, see, I wouldn't. I disagree. I refer to it as them airs, but I don't know.
When I'm talking to the band about people that already know what it is and how it's spelled, I say them airs. You know,
yeah, actually, you're right.
When I'm introducing it to a new person, because I've had the experience so many times of saying, "Oh, I'm in a band called The Mares," and people are like, "The Mares," and I'm like, "No, them airs." So whenever I say it to a new person, I say, I'm in some airs.
In that way, it's actually quite similar to the New Haven.
Yeah,
thing.
New Haven.
Yeah. New Haven.
Gotcha.
You're right. So I guess Adam and Kate are native members of the Mares, citizens. I'm still an outsider.
Gotcha. So somebody's gonna eventually start calling you guys like them AAs or something like that.
Oh shit, New Haven. That's the greatest meme I've honestly started calling.
It's up there with Staven for like how name means.
So I'm curious why. I don't know if I ever figured out why you changed your name from Mirror Waves.
We started out so this band used to be a like project of mine, like it was solo. I made like shitty emo shoegaze.
Okay.
And Mirror Waves is the name of a shitty emo shoegaze band that I used to be in, but we felt like it no longer represented like the aesthetic of our music.
And this was like a roughly year-long process too, where we were trying to figure out names, and then one day I think like in the middle of the night I was like, let's just call ourselves Them Airs.
We were all like, yes.
And I was like, okay, nothing.
So with that in mind, then, do you consider Lilac Spins, is that a Mirror Wave song or is that a Them Airs?
That Tiger Blood Retroactive became a Them Airs album.
Gotcha.
Can't Take Love should be deleted from everybody's computer.
It's definitely like, I didn't realize how much of it really is like a 50-50 kind of transition type deal
between like the shoegaze and like the more like experimental like post-punk kind of stuff.
Because I still think of Lilac Spins as sort of sickly emo shoegaze, but I don't know. It's
interesting.
I guess when you think about like judging our musical transition by how much we hated the name of our band at the time, we already did not like the name Mirror Waves when we were making Tiger Blood. We just didn't have, another name to replace it with yet.
We were actually considering calling ourselves Louse, like we were of Lice for a while, but that never happened.
So do you like your band name right now?
Yes, I think it's very good. I like how unique it is and like distinctive.
Yeah. Okay.
What isn't there that French post-punk band called Days Air?
Yeah,
or something?
there's also and also the Out Pairs.
Yeah, the Out Pairs, Days Air, and also just Air.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely post-punk.
There's something very like post-punk and like kind of edgy sounding about some areas.
And that is of course what we're aiming.
Like I don't think we really put any like philosophical thought into the name at all when we made it, but like thinking about it more, like I guess what it like kind of conjures up. And also when you think of like putting on airs, you know, like that phrase, like
Sure.
having pretensions about things.
Yeah.
I mean, it has this like kind of colloquial, like hillbilly kind of type sound, like sort of like Thinking Fellers Union Local 282. It's like them airs.
Right.
Look at all those fellers putting on them airs. No airs.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of-
So you were saying
I was always thinking of it of a country dude referring to Nike Airs.
So you were saying that it kind of
It
invokes.
just comes out to me, so.
Oh yes, sirree. There are actually more horses than humans.
So you're saying that it kind of evokes like the feeling you want from the band, which is confusion, and right?
Repeat that, please.
I said so. So you were saying that you like one of the reasons why you like the name is because it kind of like reflects the, I don't know, like the feeling of the band, which I guess is confusion or ambiguity, right?
I've never heard it described as confusing, but I really like that.
Yeah.
We should put that as a tag on Bandcamp, like, do we even post-punk confusing?
Basically, our Beatles is the Thinking Fellers Union Local 282.
Shut the fuck up.
That's Evan's Beatles.
Delete this from the audio.
I think our Beatles is Swirlies, maybe. If we had
I mean, Swirlies are one of the greatest bands of all time, but like, I don't know if there are sort of muse.
I guess there's a lot of different going on there.
I guess if your band has a singular muse, you're probably doing something wrong and you sound super unoriginal.
Sure.
So I don't know if we have a singular muse.
So okay, gotcha. Because like I guess I was kind of feeling like Weather Underground seemed like a pretty good like influence from y'all. Would you say that's fair?
Weather Underground?
Yeah.
I've never heard of the Weather Underground, but there's a good song by a band that we like called Weather Underground, so I got confused for a second.
Are you seeing Telstar Drugs?
Say one more time.
Telstar Drugs?
Yeah, gotcha.
Cool.
I don't know. So
I guess I didn't really listen to. There's a really excellent
hey, are you guys still there?
band from Canada called Telstar Drugs. It's the single. It's fantastic.
So
I didn't know there was a band just called Weather Underground.
okay, that's fine because like I guess they're not from Connecticut, and in that case, I just don't know them, and I don't care to know them.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That makes it objectively bad, actually.
I forgot about that.
I mean, the only good bands are The World is a Beautiful Place, I'm No Longer Afraid to Die, and People.
Oblong. Yeah.
So
The only three bands to ever come out of Connecticut.
Are you just saying that because Pulsar hasn't left Connecticut yet?
No, I mean, Pulsar's going international one day. Like, they're going to be like...
Pulsar's going to tour Europe. They're going to be one of those bands that's like big in Europe.
because you guys have played like back-to-back gigs so far, and so I have a question here. I'll read it verbatim. If you love Pulsar so much, why don't you marry them?
I mean,
I've been considering honestly, but I think most of them are taken.
I was gonna say before you asked that I kind of have like a band crush on all of them.
Yeah, I
think our band as a whole is crushing entirely on them.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
This shit. But I don't think I would marry them because I don't think polygamous marriage is like legalized in the U.S. quite yet.
No, they're like polygamous on both because I feel like most of the issue, right, is around like having one person versus several people. What if it's like several and several? Like it's like I guess between us and Pulsar, there's 3 of them and like 5 of us, so that would just be a whole new situation legally.
I don't think we should get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a shame because I have like 6 more questions about the legality of marrying bands. All right, so I'll skip these. All right.
Pulsar entirely cut off ties with us now.
All right. So, so you guys were talking about Telstar Drugs and Thinking Fellers Union. What do you feel like because I've seen this in a couple of bands where there's every member has one band or like one artist they really love that they can't get the other people in the group to get into.
That is a very, very powerful
man.
energy in this fucking band.
Oh God.
So I'm thinking for the three of you, what is that one band that you can't convince the others to love?
All right, Evan will go first.
Okay, Cardiacs. You know the band Cardiacs?
No, I don't know Cardiac.
They're shit.
Yeah, it's like the British meme music for you.
It's essentially it's like absolutely fucking insane progressive pop from like the 80s, and it sounds like nothing else I like, and I don't know why I like it. It's just euphoric to me, and like everyone else in the band thinks it's absolute shit. So I don't know. That's mine.
Gotcha.
I mean, honestly, it's just I can't expect anyone.
You don't like it because it's good. You like it because it fills the hole in your brain.
So what about you, Cade and Adam?
I really like Gorilla Toss.
Okay.
I mean, I don't dislike Gorilla Toss.
We've had arguments over how good they are, though.
Between like
overall, I like shoegaze as a genre, and as for a direction in our band, and a lot of the
But I do like you guys. I don't know. I don't know if I can think of anything that like I like that both of you don't like. I mean, there's stuff that I like and Cade likes.
I guess that you're more enthusiastic about Deep House than we are. Deep House is actually.
I think the answer here is Adam is less of a pretentious shitwad than me and Evan.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to agree or disagree with that, but yeah, I guess just like weird, obscure, like house music. That would be my thing. I guess that I'm able to listen to it in a band.
And when we're talking house, are we talking like old house or like more recent house?
I like old house and more recent house, but I have to say, I mean, my favorite house track of all time is Deep Burnt. That's Heavy Braddock for sure. But I mean, that's not obscure or anything. It's just good fucking music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amen.
It makes my rhythm section heart happy, I think that's why I like house. It's like repetitive. Good bass lines.
So somebody brought up Gorilla Toss, and so I think that was like one of the first things that I like messaged you guys about. Was like, oh hey, this kind of sounds like Gorilla Toss, which I apologize for in retrospect because like it's so annoying whenever like somebody hears anybody's music and their first kind of time they reach out is like, oh hey, you sound like Paul Simon or whatever,
in our vocals and performances, we were kind of trying to channel Gorilla Toss to do this track specifically.
I always find like being compared to artists super flattering, but then again, like I always compare other people to artists like the moment after I see them, so it's like it's sort of a habit or like I'm absorbed into my being.
Okay, so I have two questions that are related to Gorilla Toss. If you're up for it, then.
This is the best interview ever.
Okay, cool. So the first question is, as you probably know, like back in like 2012, 2013, Gorilla Toss had like a naked number. And so Simon Haynes?
Yeah, I don't know Simon Haynes. Yeah, he does surf music now, I think.
No, so he does. So he does Tradici Bocce. I don't know if you've listened to them. They're like kind of like I got to send you this stuff because it's so good.
You should. I've heard a few like they're more obscure like solo stuff, but I've never looked into his.
Yeah, so like Tradici Bocce is like his Italian giallo like score band. So it's like a 13-piece band, and they play like 60s Italian music. And
there's
whoa right now we're doing that.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it's awesome, except they never play live because they can never get like the entire, ensemble done. So I
kind of issue for us too. We can never get all the 10 minutes in one place.
Yeah, but as long as we have like 3 or 4, like we can perform to some extent.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if I've ever seen the whole of the Mares play. Like I think there's usually like
the
last time the full Mares played was at Crunch House.
Also known as Crack Hut.
Did the Foldemeers play the first time at the church?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. Our third to last church show was the Aldermares.
Okay. So I was gonna ask if like perhaps Tall and Hayden are the same person. It's just that one is like a disguise for the other.
Delete that audio. Please.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, we could say that's the case from now on.
People.
Just to add to the aura of confusion.
It definitely convince people it's definitely
long hair. Yeah, you're right. Like Hayden's hair isn't as long as it used to be, which makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
Although we could definitely use the guy in the band that played before us. last night.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who's literally like blonde tall, but he looks almost.
I don't know. I think he just looks like Hayden with long hair.
And it looks like the one stylist and stuff with glasses, same length hair, mustache. You know, he's blonde.
Does he have a mustache now? Oh, and glasses? I don't remember. Yeah, he does. Nate? Dude, what the hell happened to Nate?
What? Not who's Nate?
Wait,
Tall.
no, I know, but Nate doesn't have.
Oh my God, shut up.
Okay, we're done with this predicament.
Okay. So the question that I was going to ask about Gorilla Toss is, who is going to be the naked member in the Mayor's live show?
Probably me.
I was gonna. Well, Adam definitely wears the least clothes out of all of us because he wears like cutoff shorts and wife beaters. So I guess it wouldn't be that much of a transition.
Okay, cool.
I'm personally always obscured by drums, so like you can't get the full view. So
I have a running joke about like, so I play with my bass slung down pretty low, and the running joke is that I play with it slung down that low to like hide how hard the music makes me during shows.
Thanks for telling that. Fun little fact.
Nobody will ever know if that's true or not.
Yeah, well, I think everybody will just be on the lookout for it after they hear this.
Yeah.
So the second related Gorilla Toss question is, so they have, like, more recently they have like this big chow chow that like goes on the road with them, right? This dog.
Oh, Watley.
Yeah, Watley. Yeah, and so I
love Watley.
So I was gonna ask, can I be your Watley, or if you already have?
We already have Watley. His name's Ollie.
Is Ollie?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always room for more than one.
He doesn't come to shows with us, but yes, you can be our dog, as Iggy Pop said.
How many times did we mention dog in our lyrics? I feel like we mentioned dogs like a lot.
Yeah.
And so, what kind of dog is Ollie?
He's a big Saint Bernard.
Okay, cool. As long as he's not like a small dog, I feel like I'm sure that he's very cute. You should post more pictures of him on your Instagram.
That is actually a great idea. I feel like we should do that more.
There's this one picture I did where I photoshopped like a tin of like English like corned beef in a can or something, and it had like a bull head on it, but I made it Ollie's head instead.
Was this the Dutch corned beef?
Yeah, I thought it was the Hereford.
The Hereford. I cut my finger so deep. I still have that scar. I can't feel in half of my index finger because of that can.
We are definitely posting Ollie corned beef tonight.
Okay, awesome. Because I was going to say, like, people love dogs. So, like, it's my whole brand. Like, this, the only success that I have is just because people like seeing dogs.
Yeah.
No, you're not supposed to agree with that. You're supposed to say, like, no, that's not true. There's other things about you that people like. But no, I'm going to internalize it.
Okay, so we could either keep going or we could go back to the last statement and look like a bitch.
No, it's okay. It's okay. All right. So, do you agree that Stephen King's Cujo is blood libel against dogs everywhere?
Stephen King's what?
I really am Cujo. It's a horror novel.
Oh,
Saint Bernard who goes around murdering people.
The problem with that question is that none of us in this band actually know how to read.
Okay.
We're all bumpkins. We're all bumpkins from the bow.
So, is it okay if I ask you about your music?
No.
Okay. All right, I'll move to the next.
Maybe you bribe us.
All right, so the first thing that I was gonna is more of a statement, which is the drums and anklet sound really good.
Thank you. That was actually Cade playing them, recorded through my laptop microphone, double-tracked over some like loop I made.
Okay, and I can't remember where I feel like I saw it. Maybe it was like your website or something like that, where it said like the band's favorite song is Anklet or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's a special little gem in our heart. It was kind of last minute on that record, but it was I'm glad that we included it.
Yeah, Anklet's good. We always try to have like a sub 1 minute like little interlude track. Like I don't know, we had Montana Stick Ranch and Tiger Blood, which is probably the best song on Tiger Blood.
No, it's better than Lilac Spins because I feel like that song is awesome. Like it's hard to top that. Off of Tiger Blood, it's not my favorite song of the Mayor's discography. I'm not going to tell you what that is.
No, I think Montana Stick Ranch is definitely better than every other song.
I don't know. I think JT77 is the best song of Tiger Blood.
It probably is. Either that or Anthony Paul. Yeah, like seriously speaking.
Or the song about Bob Stefanowski.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Wait a minute. Wait, do you have that up online?
I think that's a bonus. Yeah, it's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus track.
Okay. We
there's a whole
story behind
there.
that. I don't think we should get into.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I'll skip over the next two questions. All right.
I'm going to say Bob Stefanowski lost that election, and we're responsible for that.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I'm glad that.
There was also a burning
public servants.
There was burning plastic involved.
So what appeals to you guys about, like, because I feel like you like gear, right? But only like specific kinds of gear, like obscure pre-Y2K gear, right?
Why do you know us? Why do you're reading us like a book?
Wait,
Because we have it on the
Yeah, I think you may have. No, I'm tall with a.
I guess our bio says that we use pre-Y2K.
Yeah, but you also list like a lot of things, like a lot of gear that you use.
A lot of time and effort into something that isn't really bad or at
I
all.
love that website.
I think that we're in a constant process of like obtaining and then like departing from gear,
especially kids.
and so like
I've never played a show with the same pedal board twice.
So we always feel the need to like document how things were at one point and like everything that's ever made it onto one of our records.
Yeah, but I love that, and so I'm just curious about, like, is that like just kind of something that happened, or is that like a guiding philosophy to your music, or
I think to me personally, I feel like this is about 90% me because I buy and sell so much gear all the time. Like it's like a bi-weekly sort of thing, twice a week, not every 2 weeks.
He's sitting up the Facebook Marketplace, and then I'm looking at like flea markets and shit. Goodwill.
So why?
I feel it's supposed to be the other way around, but gear inspires me to write songs the way that I do. Like, I don't know.
It's true, because if you find some like stupid Casio keyboard preset or like a effects pedal or something,
yeah,
but it's a different way, like, and it activates a new part of your brain.
We have a few songs that were written off of an effect pedal. Essentially, Harvest Spider was one of them.
Okay.
A lot of our songs are like based around like running loops through a Casio sampling keyboard too.
Okay. Well, so one of the things you said was about how like gear inspires you, and you said it shouldn't be that way, but like I don't know how much y'all listen to Fat Randy, but like
we listen to Fat Beth a lot. We don't listen to Fat Randy very much.
Okay. I think you would like Fat Randy, even though like they consider themselves Connecticut's worst band.
It's not the best one though, miss. Be honest.
But like their guitar player has talked about how like there's only so many chords, there's only so many ways you can play a song, that like what everybody should be doing is thinking about like how can they make these sounds different with gear and with pedals and stuff like that. And so I don't know if maybe you feel like you
that's
can
pretty
on the mark.
That's pretty on the mark for what we do live.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of structure to how we play stuff in a live setting, so I think effects pedals kind of help make it.
We haven't really ever sat around and thought about what our guiding philosophy is, but like, yeah, that seems within.
There's a lot of chaos now. Yeah. Things just kind of happen. Every show is pretty different, I think, for that reason.
What is your favorite thing about playing live?
When there's a good audience.
Well, yeah, no, having a good audience is really, really great. But when it's just an average night, it's just really fun. And you get to rehearse in a really nice acoustic space that we normally don't get to.
Also, we get to visit whichever the nearest McDick's is to the venue, and so we've seen a good variety of McDonald's architectural eras and decor styles over the years.
Oh yeah, this is really good one. I've hasn't updated since like 1985, and it reminds me of like the McDonald's much.
I felt like that place wasn't safe to eat from.
No, definitely no self-service anything. Like there's no self-service for the drinks, or the only thing that you can get yourself is a straw, and even those are like kind of obscured and hidden.
I know a lot of bands in like the DIY scene are like very health conscious and vegan, but we just straight up eat shit.
20-piece McNuggets.
And we have terrible diets.
So you were saying that like it helps whenever you have like a really good audience. What do you feel like has been your best audience?
Best before. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah. It was also like 130 degrees down.
There was also a show we played up at Adams College last year that was almost as good.
I guess both of those were like college.
When was that house built? Like the 1600s or something?
Last year?
Yeah. No, the one from last year.
Oh my god. Okay, so I lived in this house last year, and we came up and we played a show in my house, and there are no straight lines in that house. I think it was built without the use of a leveler or anything. It's definitely like pre-World War II and like shoddily constructed by like drunk Mainers.
And so we could actually feel the floor begin to cave in while like a ton of 50 people were jumping up and down simultaneously.
Well,
those are good crowds. That's the shit.
Yeah.
so this Bev show, is that the one that got shut down?
Yeah, but it was shut down after the show actually ended, so there's nothing like it didn't cut anything short.
Yeah.
At least. But,
Because I was gonna say if it was like the thrill of having a show shut down, then I can like pretend to be the cops and like show up midway through your set, and that could be.
If you could actually do that, like unironically, that would be
pretty hype.
Then we're gonna know who you are, though.
It was very hype before the. No, you can't tell who cops are with the ears, man. You know,
With those music sunglasses.
Off their ski masks.
So this other question, like I have it written down, and I'm not sure how to phrase it because I feel like every time I see it in an interview, it's really generic. But I'm curious about how you guys write your music, because you said that it started out as kind of like this emo shoegaze kind of solo project, right, from Cade. What was it like for Echo Park? Like, how was that different?
So Echo Park was the first record that we wrote. Adam was in Maine. So he wrote a lot of his bass parts after the fact, but me and Evan pretty much wrote the entire thing together. Tiger Blood, most of the stuff was written by one or the other.
Tiger Blood, though, there was also stuff that we like made on there when we were jamming.
Just one song.
Yeah,
And there's Echo Part 2.
Songwriting at this point is like definitely a very collaborative effort.
That's what I meant, though. It's become more collaborative.
But like on occasion, just like they'll just be like, I don't know. I usually contribute like one song per release. That's just me mostly. But like then everyone sort of figures out what to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time, I feel like what generally happens is someone will have an idea and then they'll like bring it, and then everybody else kind of like works with that idea and like builds off it.
Yeah.
Or things just sometimes something will spontaneously happen for like jam. Usually, I feel like somebody will bring an idea and then like.
I feel like the way it is someone comes in with like almost a fully formed song, and then it just gets mutated over the next couple of weeks.
A really important part of like the process is definitely recording. Like we do countless like recorded renditions of songs when we think of them, and then we'll keep sort of refining that and recording more and more. And then we listen to the shit like over and over. Like, what can we do differently? What does this need? And then we finally like. I mean, that's usually how it works.
We run out of home studios, so we very much write our songs like while recording them.
Gotcha.
And like on some rare occasions, like we'll actually use like the first recording as the final thing. Like that's what happened with Zachery. Was like
okay.
But like most of the time, there's tons of demos that happen beforehand, or just different alternate recorded versions.
Like, and I guess the base of Tonguesis was like the third try, but there had already been some developing the song before then.
Gotcha. And so you would say like with like a big snifter of wine in your hand, you'd say like, I consider the studio an instrument in itself, right?
Absolutely. I think that's a lot of people have an attitude that's very contrary to that. Like, I don't know. It reminds me of like Steve Albini, where everything has to sound like it's just in the room,
right? And
the song is being played through instruments. But I think it definitely does not have to be like that.
Okay. So
it's like a sonic canvas. You can do whatever you want with it.
So why do you hate Steve Albini so much?
What was that?
So why do you hate Steve Albini so much?
I don't hate Steve Albini. I think his production is fine. I think it's just his philosophy is a little contrary.
I think he looks like a ferret. He does look a
little bit like a ferret. Also, he produces some bands that we don't really like.
But also some bands that are fantastic. So, I mean,
yeah.
Can't really say anything fully bad about Albino.
So is this process, it sounds like this process that we're talking about is like coming together and making songs a little bit more collaboratively. Like, is that still the same case for the upcoming album?
More so than the last one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And this one is being written less in the studio, interestingly enough, because this is the first time we've had other people record our stuff like in a studio.
Yeah. So what made you decide to go with that?
They offered.
Okay.
They offered to do it for free as their capstone project at UNH.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Nate and Richie from Dex Dreams, greatest people in Connecticut.
Yeah. Okay.
Better than Desmond.
Okay. Because, I was going to ask about, because it seems like previous to this, a lot of your work is like aggressively do it yourself, right? Like the artwork, the mixing, the recording is all.
I think this is the rest of the DIY because Nate and Richie are great, but they're just putting up the microphones and recording our stuff. It's still being mixed and edited and fucked with by the band.
Okay.
So the result is we just have higher fidelity and like a couple more sets of ears. So
yeah, we have a much better bass tracks to work with, and it sounds better in my opinion so far.
Cool. And so is part of that the reason why this has like expanded from like an EP to an LP?
Yes, absolutely. Because they offered to record us for longer than we really needed, so we said, why not make this into an LP? Also, EPs, nobody listens to EPs, even though I think they're kind of cool.
It feels like a really common thing that like a project that we like once we're done with the project it'll be a completely different entity than once we start out. Like the original idea for Union Suit is that we were going to record it in Cade's dining room over the course of a week.
Yeah, and then release it like.
And then we realized no, we can't actually release it.
Yeah, I guess we could have released it.
Yeah, I guess we could have, but like yeah,
we didn't want to do that.
So I think if you still have those recordings or any of those, like you should release it after the fact and call it like Union Suit like XS or something like that, you know?
I mean, actually, let's do it and call it Union Suit XR. Extended release.
There's a few interlude type tracks that are still going to be on the album that we did in the dining room.
There's one called Bull. Look out for the song called Bull on Union Suit XL.
There's also one called Gravy Train Excitement, which is probably the closest that we've ever come to Gorilla Toss.
Okay.
Look out for that one.
So, what kind of I don't know how to phrase this one because I always feel like it's cliche, but like I'm curious about like what can we expect it to sound like, and please don't say dancier than previous records because everyone
dancier than previous records.
There's some straight up disco like going on.
That's like one song though.
I feel like it's very jumpity bumpity as it were.
Some of it's pretty like.
Really gets your Jones away.
Because I feel like we start to realize after playing live more that people enjoy the dancier, like more high tempo kind of I'm just gonna say dancier again stuff.
Yeah.
And we kind of channeled that.
We also all loved like disco and like disco adjacent music, like post disco kind of stuff too.
Sure.
So,
okay.
But a lot of it's also like really, really fucking weird.
So
I think on this one we probably achieved our most mainstream and our most totally out there and fucked up.
Yeah, there's definitely more like a dichotomy. Like I feel like it's gonna be like a better version of Tiger Blood where there's just some massively different sounds going on. But like we'll try to make everything equally decent.
So is this going to be your bid to get on DFA Records?
Yes.
Okay. That was a really weird silence. I don't know.
You couldn't see it, but I was shushing everybody for dramatic effect.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I guess you probably already answered this other question, which was about like what have you been listening to like while you've been writing and recording Union Suit? Is it different?
Black MIDI.
Yeah, everybody seems to be into the new Black MIDI.
They're
Schlagenheim. Black MIDI dropped Schlagenheim. They stole our Art Rock Thunder, and now we're gonna steal their.
Awesome.
No, that's what happened. Me and Evan, as soon as Black MIDI dropped Schlagenheim, we're like, oh shit, we're going to be compared to this endlessly if this ever gets like hugely popular.
It is, I guess, hugely
popular.
Yeah, people have already compared us to Black MIDI like several times.
We've definitely been listening to Black MIDI. Also, there's this really great band called Dogface Hermans who are.
Of course.
Yeah, and
that real band.
Yeah, no, I mean, they have to because they have dog in the name. Yeah. And they sound like a cross between Thinking Feathers and Gorilla Toss, so they're like way up our alley, like insanely. Everyone should listen to them.
So I can't tell if this is like some kind of like extended joke because I can't read the name.
Honestly, I thought it was, but I'm starting to think it's not. I'm starting to think it's a real band that Evan listens to.
It really is. I don't know. I listen to it. I think this is Kate music. I don't know why Kate isn't raving about this, but. I don't know. I've been listening to shit tons of Dogface Hermans.
We've been into parquet courts lately.
Yeah,
a lot more than we were previously.
Duds. Duds. Like duds are cool.
Crack Cloud. Crack Cloud is fucking huge. We listen to a lot of Crack Cloud.
Okay. Yeah, the parquet courts record is awesome, and like if you are talking about this upcoming Union Suit XL being both like more mainstream and stranger. I feel like that's kind of like Parquet Court's last record was like that for them, you know.
Also, it's also gonna be super left wing, just like that record.
Hell yeah. Okay. So the opening song is going to be about unions.
It's going to be lyrically themed around unions. Actually, we haven't written many of the lyrics, but we already have an idea of like how it's going to pan out.
And so was I reading it right that like sometimes the lyrics for some of the records can be like written in just like a matter of?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the lyrics on some of the records are just straight up improvised. Some were written like 15 minutes before we did the vocal takes, and some were written like 2 years before we
I don't know.
recorded the song.
Lyrics are pretty much always like a last minute thing, but it creates like a certain kind of chaos that I think that
we are chaos, I think.
Yeah, well, because it seems like some of your lyrics are, I don't know, like I can listen to Zachery and try to understand it, and I don't like. I feel like I can almost kind of get close to it, and then
Exactly.
like,
A lot of our songs are about a certain thing, but only we really know like the full story behind the song. Like you get a glimpse into it through the lyrics. And
yeah.
Although
that's the reason they're kind of ambiguous.
I think also like can anybody really understand anything?
Whoa.
It's true, dog. It's true.
Somebody took fucking meta ethics.
I can tell you that Zachery is about a man leading his wife to travel the country
And commit a terrorist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
Right. And this is like your best friend, I guess, right?
No, we don't actually know anybody named Zachery.
Yeah.
That's like, isn't that like he like starts?
Zachery is really inherently.
I think Zachery is like a really fucking amazing name. Like, sorry to any Zacherys who might be listening to us reading this, but like your name makes you sound like a perpetual toddler.
All right, so I'll make sure that
You find out that ctverses is Zachery.
Yeah. Sorry, Zach. Sorry.
I was gonna say the lead singer for Cragmask is his name is Zachery, so and I report to him obviously. So
That's our number one related artist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think most people in Connecticut, it seems like on Spotify, it's like the related artist, and it's like this is like a country band. Why is Cragmask like?
Yeah.
I wonder if they do it by like listenership, like if you listen to like us and you listen to Cragmask, you're probably from Connecticut. That's probably what costs that.
So if you could play in anywhere other than Connecticut, and let's say like outside of New England, like is there a specific part in the U.S. that you would want to play?
Montreal. And Calgary.
Yeah, Calgary because of
Post-punk is very happening in Canada right now.
Yeah, and it has been for like the last decade.
Montreal is just the like fucking it city, at least according to Bandcamp.
Okay.
We're all Bandcamp fiends.
Oh yeah, me too. So I have one more question, and it's kind of like a high premise question. So let's imagine that a streaming service, let's say Netflix, gives the Mayors a production deal to make a The Mayors talk show. So
a talk show.
Yeah, talk show. So we got 3 questions, 3 follow-ups. Who is the in-house band? Who is your first guest? And what dumb celebrity game like carpool karaoke would you force celebrities to play to make them appear more relatable?
I personally think our house band would either be Pulsar,
Yeah.
or Black MIDI with Damo Suzuki.
No, we need to resurrect the 3 dead members of Can and have Can be our house band.
Yeah, and then our first we're gonna have the guests play Foursquare, like that playground game from elementary school, with the rest of us, or with 3 of us, I guess. And I don't know, who would our first guest be?
Damo.
Well, I mean, Damo's already in the band.
Yeah, but he goes over. It helps with the budget, you know.
Yeah,
have the Foursquare pit too.
Our
I don't know. We can take him.
Oh, Damon.
Elliot Abrams.
Why Elliot Abrams?
Because Elliot Abrams is a very interesting man in the U.S. State Department who's currently working with the government on the Venezuela crisis. And I think it's very interesting.
That's a very you answer.
I can't wait to kick his ass at Foursquare.
We don't like Elliot Abrams. There's a discontinued Them Air shirt that has his disfigured face on it.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, I feel like the visuals that accompany Them Airs, I feel like is very much like the lyrics, where it's like I feel like there's probably a story behind each of these things, but like
a lot of it is early internet detritus.
Yeah.
It's shit that we find.
It's like images that we find relatively amusing or cool.
A lot of it is like, you know, when you go on an early internet site and it's like a black background with like a rainbow text and like gifs everywhere.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like your website.
Yeah, a lot of our stuff is like exactly like that. A lot of our stuff is like meme images from those old websites, and a lot of our visual aesthetic is old government documents that have been made public.
And it's just we try to do like a really kind of warped take on like the kind of punk scene aesthetic. I think a lot of the time, especially on the Keating suit. I'm working on the lighter notes for that right now. I fucking love doing visuals for music. Like, if anyone wants me to do visuals for music, I will do it. I'm plugging myself. I'm gonna make album art for music. I'm gonna take this to it.
So then it was your idea to put like that emaciated elephant on the cover of Union Suit.
That was from a book that we found at Goodwill called Alaska Science Nuggets. We bought it because it was called Alaska Science Nuggets.
Oh, wow.
Book to occasion, there was an emaciated like frozen mammoth carcass. We're gonna put that. Wait, that's the cover. Here we go.
I feel like that changes things for me knowing that it's a mammoth, because like I thought it was like an elephant, and so I was like, oh, I feel so bad for this elephant.
Oh, you don't feel bad for mammoths?
No, because that's like way before my time. You know, like there's
So you only feel sad for animals that died while you were alive?
I feel more of a connection, right?
Okay.
Just like if. So like, go ahead, sorry.
So Secretariat is like not a compelling movie for you.
It's really not. No.
We're gonna make an edit to the album cover, and we're gonna write "not an elephant" over the mammoth.
Or just the album art could be like a glue factory or something.
Yeah, thank you very much for bringing up this issue with us. we'll put a CW on the album cover. Before you go,
yeah.
Fuck Michael Bolton.
Wait, which Michael Bolton? The singer?
I will fight him.
Michael Bolton's my dad, though.
I'll have to beat up your dad then. My dad can beat up your dad, and I can also beat up your dad.
Your dad can definitely beat up Michael Bolton.
So Michael Bolton is a nutmegger, right? He is like from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and also fuck the bassist of Matchbox 20 who went to our high school.
He's from Connecticut as well?
Yeah, I'll fight him too.
Okay. What about John Mayer?
And if he wants to bring Rob Thomas to the rest of them, I'll bring the rest of them in.
Fun fact, my aunt dated John Mayer.
Really?
And my family is cursed now. You guys need some sexual healing.
All right, we're going to hang up.
Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, that was our interview with the Mayors. Specifically, I was talking with Cade Williams, Evan Nork, and Adam Cohen. Keep an eye out for their upcoming record, Union Suit XL, which should be coming out in just a couple of months. And I'm going to play us out with the song Zachery, which actually is the first song off of Echo Park Bomb City that we actually talked about in this interview. So if you haven't heard it yet, here you go. See you later.
Seven slowly about to happen. Come on, I'm going to the West Coast. Gonna see the Hoover Dam and all its furnishings. The road is hot and placid. There's no way you can make me go. I'm going to the West Coast. Gonna see the Grand Canyon and all its native slapback. I should have seen this coming. With that, in your stride. I'm going to the West Coast. Gonna fill my truck with oily sludge and never come back. Just go, I will not miss you. I found a job making plastic hats. I'm going to the West Coast. Gonna fill my truck with gas tanks and drive it straight into Yellowstone.